What's going on, guys? I hope you guys are having an awesome day. As you can see, the video quality is looking a little bit better. I might sound a little bit crisper. I finally bought a camera for YouTube, so there's that. But the last time I did a story time, we actually got 700 views, so you guys seem to really enjoy it. So today, I want to give y'all another story time. Now, last time we did my first boxing fight ever, but today I want to tell you about my first fight ever. Now, let me give y'all a little pre-context about your boy Dean. Dean was not always the 130, 125 pounder that you know. When I was growing up, I was a lot bigger. I was a 200 pounder. I was the biggest fish there was. So I was a real fat little dude, to say less. And I wasn't talking about like I was like, chubby or, like a little chunky. No, I was obese. I was fat. Now, with all that being said, that means I was bullied growing up. From elementary school to middle school, I hated school. I did not like going to school just because I got bullied. In high school, people were a little bit chiller once I started to lose a little bit of weight. Plus, honestly, a lot of people think high school is like very what's the word I'm looking for, toxic, when in reality in my high school everybody was kind of cool with each other, so I never really had that problem. It might be different for you, but my biggest part was middle school and elementary school. I hated it. But my very first fight was actually in 3rd grade, and I'll never forget it because it is probably one of the most wild stories that I have from my lifetime. So this kid had been bullying me for a while, and I'm not talking about like a couple weeks. I'm talking about like this kid had been bullying me for months. My parents knew that I had serious problems with this kid. We had went the route of telling the teachers, telling the principal. I think at one point we had like a conference with the kid and his mom, but this kid was not letting up. This kid, like, I don't know what he had against me besides the fact that I was just fat and an easy target. Like, I'm gonna be real, I would have bullied me too. Let's be real. If I was a bully, I would have bullied me too. I was the prime candidate for getting bullied. But this guy had serious beef with me. I just did not know why. So eventually my parents got tired of it. They said, Dean, you're just gonna have to fight back at this point. Now this is where you're introduced to my dad. My dad does not play a lot of bullshit. My dad was in the Navy. Real Southern dude, loves beer, football, NASCAR. Y'all know, if you're in the South, you know somebody like this. So I remember we are in the living room. Oh, this is no joke. This is like a random, I think, Monday night. We are in the living room after I had been so sad about getting bullied. And this man is showing me how to defend myself. So he's showing me how to throw a punch. He's showing me how to put somebody in a headlock. He's showing me how to break out of things. I'm like, okay, Dad, you got the moves. He was in the Navy. I would expect him to. But then he goes, Dean, if all else fails, you kick him in the nuts as hard as you can. I'm talking about foot right up in there. And I said, I got it. So he told me the next time he says something to me, tell him, say, Kevin, if you touch me, I'm beating your ass straight up. So then the next day I go to school and I'm like, all right, today's the day. I walk up in there, I'm like, man, I'm probably gonna get in a fight today, and I'm okay with that. So I go into school, already mindset. Recess comes, the kid's out there chirping, talking the whole time. And I go, look, bro, Kevin, if you keep talking and you touch me, I'm beating you up. I'm hitting you in your face, straight up. Kevin thought I wasn't serious. So Kevin decides, I'm gonna push a Dean. I forgot everything my dad taught me. I forgot the punch part, I forgot the headlock part, I forgot the actual fighting part. I rear my right foot back as hard as I can and send his nuts into oblivion.
You left yourself open, Dad.
And the crazy part about it is he fell right away. Like, if you're a guy and you've been kicked in the nuts, you are hitting the nuts, you know that hurts. So right away, the kid fell down. Now, what got me is I didn't know what to do once he was down. Because like, he's just standing there in agony, or not even standing, he is laying there in agony because he just got kicked. Like, I'm talking about hard in his balls. Like, he was gagging, crying. Teacher runs over. She's like, what did you do? I'm like, I kicked him in his nuts. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. And the teacher is pissed. The teacher did not like this because this is just another thing she has to deal with on top of all these kids. But I was just tired of it. So at this point, they're taking us to the principal's office. And I'll never forget it. We get there, and I have never been in trouble before. I was a good little kid. Never been in trouble. AB honor roll, all the best stuff. So I don't know what to do. I'm crying for no reason. I thought I was going to get in trouble. The assistant principal comes out. Not even the original principal. The assistant principal comes out. And at my school, and a lot of the schools I went to, the assistant principal is always way meaner than the principal. So the assistant principal comes out. She starts talking to me, and she's like, why would you do that? What would you have done if he would have started coughing up blood? And like, I meant this in a genuine way. I didn't mean this to be smart, but I guess she took it as me being smart. I told her straight up, I guess he would have had to go to the hospital. And she did not like that. Well, she's like, well, why did you do it? Why did you kick him? And then I say he was bullying me. And she said, oh, really? So if I called your parents, what would they say? I was like, well, my dad's actually, funny enough, my dad's actually the one that told me to do it. And she's like, oh, yeah, right. So if I call your parents right now and I ask your dad, did you tell him to kick that boy in the nuts? What would he say? I'll say he would say he told me to do it. So she calls my dad. She thinks I'm lying. She thinks I'm a smart aleck. I don't know why, but she thinks I'm a smart aleck. She knows I've been doing this for a while. She calls my dad. And my dad let her have it. I'm talking about cussed her out. Like, have you ever had someone on the phone and you're not supposed to hear the conversation, but they are yelling so loud that it just blares out? Like, you can hear him cussing her out on this phone. Then she hangs up the phone and she doesn't really say a lot to me. She tells me I'm going to be suspended and that I'm in trouble and all this. My dad came and picked me up. The happiest I have ever seen that man at this point in my life. I swear, he thought, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I just won the WBC belt. And one of the things I found kind of crazy, I just found it's kind of crazy. I'm not saying go out there and, you know, fight people at school. By no means. Never go to school to get in a fight. You're there to learn. But I just found it so crazy that Buddy laid hands on me first. I did not touch him, and I still got suspended. What? So I just find it weird that they want me to get just beat up, take it, and then come back to school the next day. Hell no. Catch this right hand, left hook, whatever it may be. But I'm not just gonna stand there and get beat up while everybody watches. That's not gonna happen. However, moral of the story is I stood up my bully. My first fight, I guess you could say I won it. It wasn't really even a fight. I just kicked the kid in the nuts and he started crying. And then the principal got mad at me. But honestly, I think that's one of the craziest stories to me just because of how happy my dad was. I feel like it really made him proud in that moment. We still laugh about it to this day. And yeah, that kid's now in jail. I think he actually committed murder, which is crazy. Nonetheless, free him. I hope he's doing well. But that'll wrap up the story time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, drop a like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you want to see in the next story time. And yeah, drop me some comments for more videos in the future. I love you guys. Don't let nobody ruin your day. And I'll see you in the next video.